We're live.
I like the music.
It's Wednesday.
Not any Wednesday. It's a wedding Wednesday. Right? Wedding Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say hello to who are we saying hi to? Everybody?
Bruno, Foxhead,
Foxhead.
Savone, V Savone.
Yeah. Miss Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
I got it right here too.
That's what I'm saying.
Mac girl.
But you're gonna look down. You said you don't want to do that.
I know, you're right.
So now you're getting Wedding Wednesday today. This is my husband, Giuseppe, also known as Giuseppe the MC. If you did not recognize him because his hair is down, same guy. Yeah. If
Hey
you did not
Jess,
know,
what's going on?
we are married, yes.
Yes.
So tonight you're gonna get a Wedding Wednesday where people don't always agree with stuff.
I know that's what we're going to talk about. But before you do, on your thing, there's a little arrow. There's a little arrow next to the heart. Hit the arrow and send it to 10 random people. If you all do that, we're going to get up to 100 people today. 10. Just hit the arrow and just hit, share it with a bunch of... I can do that now. I can do that now, right now. Watch this. 1, 2, 3...
Your friends want to watch my Wedding Wednesday.
I'm going to send it to you, John, Louisa, Samantha, all these people.
Look, you're getting happy birthdays.
Smile. That's
So
tomorrow.
I already knew that you were going to take over tonight.
No.
Look,
I
know it was last minute. It was
people.
last minute to do Wedding Wednesday today, but I figured since I'm giving something away at 9 p.m., I might as well do a Wedding Wednesday show. And,
Exactly.
So there wasn't a lot of time for you guys to send your questions. So feel free to send your questions to us. Today I can read it. It's a little bit closer.
Yes.
And
this is how close it should be, like a nice relationship. But
intimate thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So what topics? What's going on in the world of weddings?
Well,
Are people still getting married?
some people are. Some people are not. Let's talk about what happens when you decide, because people ask me, has anybody ever gotten divorced or has anybody canceled their wedding? And yes, it's happened. And some people are not very they're surprised to hear that, what happens when you cancel your wedding. So what I mean by that is when I'm talking about is deposits. So many times, not many times, but it's happened where people have canceled their wedding and they're expecting deposits back.
Or made a major change, like they're decided to go away to get married or something like that, and the vendors you're using are not.
Yeah. So it depends. Always read your contract. Most of the time on your contract, it'll say non-refundable deposit.
No cash back.
The reason for that is because people like I, myself, and Giuseppe, there's only one of us. Yes, I have a team, but we'll only take 2 or 3 weddings in a day. And so if we booked ourselves for your day, then we refuse other clients, which means, we love what we do, but we obviously don't work for free. So we lose money on that day if you cancel on us. So this is why we take deposits, because we're refusing other work.
That's right. Because there's a small window. There's a small window where people, when you say no to them because you have a wedding, they just go and get the next person. Now, if you go back to them and say, I'm available now, you look foolish. But more so, you lost the gig.
It all depends. I've had venues, there's different rules depending on what contract you sign. I've had certain venues, they'll give you up until 3 months before, let's say. You won't get your deposit back, but they'll also expect you to pay the amount that you promised. So don't be surprised if you cancel, especially if you're canceling last minute or you're moving your date last minute. Even moving dates around, sometimes there's a clause in there that says, you know what, if you're going to cancel a week before, you're not giving me a chance to fill in that time. I've lost, for a banquet hall, think about how much money they lose when they said no to another wedding. So there are certain times, certain contracts where you're going to be obligated to pay out even if you're not getting married. So keep that in mind. Not that we don't want you to get married. Just keep that in mind when you sign your contracts, or if you're a business person and you're making contracts, because we do have people on here that have businesses in the wedding business.
Like Il Piccolo Forno.
I know, I was looking at that. We do wedding cakes.
Yes, they do, and they do great ones too. Definitely.
So yeah, so if you do have a business, also keep that in mind when you're writing your contracts, how you want things to go if someone cancels their wedding or they move their date. This just came up recently in things I've been dealing with. So you're asking what's going on in the wedding world. This is a discussion. So if you have any questions about that, shoot. What does that say? How many dates does the MC have
available left? I don't even know what that means.
I was like, what? What do you mean how many dates does he have?
Like I'm booked from now to 2036. So up until then, there's no shot at booking me. Just call me. You need a date. I'm available. I'm getting booked now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I've had 2 calls this week for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Not for weddings, but just for emceeing anything. But
a lot of people don't know. Like your name is just up as an MC, but a lot of people don't know that you MC weddings.
I know.
So here we are to tell you that he also
That's what I
offers
do, guys.
MC services for wedding.
I don't want to brag because I don't.
If you're lucky or unlucky. He's also part of the Booster Box team, so sometimes I send him out on weddings, but we don't tell you that until closer to the date. Because if he's coming to work for me, he's not coming to MC.
That's right. And my hair is down.
That rhymes.
My hair is down when I manage a wedding, which is under her tutelage.
And he knows what he's doing. I'm going to give him that.
That's because I taught you. But other than that.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. What colors are for... Okay, so I'm going to write some questions down here, but what drives...
Yeah, that was supposed to be your job. Like for those
I
of you
wrote
that
down. I've been writing.
Okay.
I've been writing.
Okay, so we did get a few questions today, and we're going to answer some of them. So...
Well, you are. I'm just going to...
Well, maybe you have an opinion.
I do,
from your
but it's probably
experience
not the
going
answer
to like
they want to
5
hear.
million weddings. If you send someone an invite, so we've talked about invitations many times. Also, if you guys don't know, I make invitations. And we've had this discussion many times about children, inviting children. How do you cut your numbers down, and how do you address an envelope? And I thought that was a piece of hair. What you do is you write. If you don't want children to come, you write Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You don't write Mr. and Mrs. Smith and family on the envelope. Unfortunately, this is a two-way partnership street. How do you say this? The people receiving the invitation have to actually read the envelope. And so if you are a guest and you're receiving an invitation, this is my advice to you. Read the front, and if it says Mr. and Mrs. Smith only, don't bring your children. If you really need to, if you have some kind of call up the bride and groom and say, this is my situation. Can I bring them? Are you allowing children? Is there room? Don't just reply back that you're bringing your children.
That's right. Give some sort of, especially if you're getting invited to a wedding and you feel that you can bring your kids, most likely you're kind of a bit more closer to them, like a cousin of some sort. You're going to end up calling. Why don't you call either the bride or groom or the parents and say, hey, I got a little bit of situation here. I have absolutely no one on earth who can watch my kids, but I really want to be at your wedding. And then you guys can discuss from there.
I on my space.
Right? So you guys discuss from there. But yeah, please don't bring everyone. Just because you think you're going to have a good time with your kids, you're not. I actually hate bringing my kids to the wedding.
So the question here was actually from a bride asking, or I'm assuming a bride, asking what happens if they do send me back a response card and it says 5 when I only invited 2. What do you do? Well, in anything in life, you just need to have a conversation. Not a mean one, not I don't know. You have to call up whoever it is and say, hi, I got your response card. I noticed that you added your children here. Unfortunately, we don't have room for the children. That's why we didn't have their name on the envelope. Hopefully you can find a babysitter. We would still like you to come. I don't know how the conversation is going to go, depending on how close you are with the person. But my suggestion would be just to call them and talk about it. Don't call them and say, hey, you can't bring your kids. We said no kids or whatever. You didn't read the envelope, obviously.
This is why we got to get a truck or a cube, not a cube van, but one of those big Mack trucks that are parked outside weddings. You bring your kids, but we're throwing them in there. Video games, pizza, that's all they want anyway. They don't want to be at the wedding either.
I have done weddings where we hired a babysitter. Not a babysitter, like a crafts table
Crafts
person.
section, yeah, that lasted half an hour.
Yeah. Back to what Giuseppe said. No, we don't hate bringing our kids to weddings.
Yes, I do.
Going to a wedding, well, first of all, I haven't gone to a wedding in so long where I wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
But we that's our time out. That's our night to be out together. So why would we want to bring our kids? Why would we want to chase our kids around? They're older now, so we don't have that problem. But even when they were younger, we didn't want to chase our kids around. And B, it's you don't eat till 7:30. That's your bedtime. And then the running around time, they're crazy at that point because it's past their bedtime. So why would you want to do that to your kids? Like,
Disaster.
You're making them suffer. In 35 years, I have never gotten an invitation where not kids were invited. Maybe that's how our children make a wedding. I understand that they could run around, but the parents need to control it.
Thank you. So that's
the problem is that they don't do that anymore.
That's a real challenge. So the challenge. So on my end as an MC, there's nothing greater than me giving the evil eye across the entire banquet hall, looking for the parents of those children, because I'm about to do this major speech, or I'm about to have someone speak, or I don't know, a parent dance, or the bride and groom are going to dance, or I decide I'm going to do the worm across the dance floor, and there are kids everywhere on the dance floor.
You're just going to kick a kid.
I want to, but the thing is, the waiters are also carrying trays of food.
That's what I was going to say.
And they're going
for their own safety. Not just because
they're going at full speed with a tray in their hands, and there's kids going around, and the parents are like, yeah, I hate my job. They're talking to their person next door, next to them at the table, totally oblivious, and I have to be like, hey guys, are your kids here? If they are, come get them off the dance floor.
Yeah,
it's not classy. So, but whatever. In certain circumstances, the kids are more than welcomely invited because they're like first cousins with the kids or the nieces and nephews of the bride and groom. But don't bring everybody. Next.
The whole point of that question is read the invitation.
Yes.
If it does not say children, and don't get offended. It doesn't mean that they hate your children. I had a client once who received a response card back, and on the back of the response card it says, "It seems like my children are not family to you, so in that case they're not coming and neither are we." So they got very offended that their children weren't invited.
But these are helicopter moms. We have Lux Paper Floral saying children make the wedding, in my opinion. Yes, they do. It's very cute. They're running around like, we don't hate children at a wedding, but
we just want controlled children.
We want controlled children. Leashes, NyQuil at a certain time. That's what they did in the 90s.
If you're going to have your kids running around, depending on how young they are, you need to be there with them. Not, oh, where's my kid after like 20 minutes and then, and during speeches, just be respectful. Like, teach them how to make potions at the table like we used to.
What?
We used to. Didn't you do that? Get the drinks, make your own potions because your parents wouldn't let you leave the table.
But you drank them.
No, I didn't drink them.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, they used to still
Such a caring response. Which response?
They used to still smoke.
Tie them up.
They used to still smoke when I was a kid. Did they have cigarettes when you were a baby? Because when I was a kid, everybody was smoking like double fisting cigarettes, and we would take the butts and put them in the drinks. Those were the potions we were making.
I would put like the salt in the. Who did that? Hands up.
Ricky, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Tie them up. That's right. You got to tie them up.
Stop. People are going to believe you.
You had there was one question that came out, which was I forgot who asked it. Sorry, I didn't write down the name. Makeup. Who touches up the makeup of the bride I just saw the bride, but it could
who
have
touches up? Is that a question?
That was a question, and if so, is there a luxury? Is it like a luxury service to have somebody come in and retouch up all their makeup?
So usually you have a professional do your makeup in the morning, and then you can ask your makeup artist if they're available for touch up after you come back from photos. Just keep in mind, if you do that, you need to schedule that because the touch up sometimes ends up being a half an hour job, and they end up doing everything, and we need to put that in our schedule. Because a lot of times you guys want to do your family photos and you want to do that at 4:30 and then you don't end up showing up at the hall till 4:30. So if you did your makeup touch up, we can't do family photos till 5:15 if we're lucky, and then people start coming. So it really interferes with the schedule when you have makeup touch up, but we have to just make sure that gets put in.
Which is cool.
That's my response.
Just a quick.
Is it a separate person that you have to hire, like a special service? No, usually your makeup artist, if they're available and they're available to come to the venue, they'll do it. A lot of my brides do it.
So it's not really a luxury service. It's just maybe an added service, or it depends on the relationship.
See, you wrote the question down wrong. Does getting a touch-up makeup service, is it popular?
No, that's not. I wrote down exactly word for word.
She said, I was asking, does getting a touch-up makeup service, is it popular?
She wrote, is it a luxury service? I wrote why would I write luxury service?
Okay, anyway, to answer your question, is it popular? Not everybody does it. What I try to tell my brides, okay, if it's a hot, sweaty day or if it's a rainy day, I get it. But what I try to tell my brides, if that's not in their schedule or in their budget, usually makeup lasts all day. So if you have to have a good makeup artist
Exactly.
and you get your makeup done in the morning, okay, you might want to touch up your lipstick depending on what you eat. Just powder a little bit. You can do that yourself. It should last all day.
Back to the kids thing for a second. Floral person. She's getting married in August. She said a lot of families are coming with kids, and she said it's up to the parents' responsibility to wash their kids. Exactly.
But they
So
won't.
you'll see that in August. What we're talking
But they
about.
won't.
And then you'll write back and say, "Oh my God,
Unless
you
you
were
want
right."
me to, you want to hire me to coordinate your wedding. I'm all on top of the kids.
What day in August though?
I don't
We don't know.
really enjoy doing that, but it's part of what I do. Yes.
Yes. So another question that came up, which was wonderful. I mean, what you're writing is
Getting married outside in the afternoon, but thank you. You answered my question.
I don't know what that says.
Is that for the makeup? Yes. Okay, so if you're getting married in the afternoon, you're probably getting your makeup done later. So I don't think you need a touch up if that's part of your question. I don't think you need a touch up. I don't think you need a touch up.
That's right. So just don't cry out of joy.
No, well, usually at weddings they do waterproof makeup.
What?
Usually at weddings they'll give you the waterproof mascara.
That's fantastic.
But
it never
that
comes
takes forever to come off the next day.
It's gonna go away nice. One question that was asked was the best venue of the year 2020. We don't know. Are there any new bankrolls that are coming into play?
So, side note, and to answer your question, Bellagio's getting a makeover. I don't know if you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Bellagio's an older hall. And
which was still, to my opinion, before the changeover, still a great looking hall. But they've done a whole new.
It's becoming all modernized. It's a Peter and Paul's hall. So if you like Peter and Paul's venues,
the floor is raised and they turn. You don't have to dance. The floor dances for you. It's absolutely amazing. It's a new technology.
So we'll see how that is for 2020. And if you want to see how that is, I don't know if you know, but I'm having my 40th birthday and we're going to be posting that this week. And it's going to be a Bellagio. So if you want to see what Bellagio looks like and you want to come out and celebrate my 40th birthday and also you want to support Waves of Change for Autism.
Yes.
3 reasons to come to my birthday party, okay?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of fun. Once again, if you guys are watching now, you're just tuning in. We'd appreciate it dearly if you can hit that little arrow in the corner over here. I don't know if it's maybe on this side or this side. There's a heart and an arrow next to the heart. I'd like it, sure, but hit the arrow and just share it with 10 friends so we can get this viewership over to, let's get over 60 if we can. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hey, Ricky from A Brighter Path for Autism. Thanks for tuning in. Another gentleman that's working hard for autism awareness. Good on him.
Fantastic.
What else we got here? Oh, sorry, we were talking about venues besides Bellagio.
Okay, so Chateau Park is still very popular if it's in your budget. I have a lot of clients. Oh, there's a new hall opening up. I haven't been there yet. It's called Mount Alverno, and it's supposed to be like a Hockley Valley kind of thing. So there's a spa there. You can stay overnight. So that's interesting. I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. I don't know. Best venue of the year? There's not a best venue of the year because it all depends. There's people who love the look of Universal because it's modern and gray and sleek colors. There's people who don't like the look of Universal because it's too dark for them. So it's hard to answer a question like what is the best? What's popular? I'm still doing a lot of weddings, Paramount, Universal. I still have some at Paradise, the Venetian. It all depends.
A new renovations according to Bella Italian.
The Venetian, yes, they just went through some renovation. It wasn't huge. I know they were doing some of the walls, and I did the lobby. And I'm going to be going there soon again. So yes, go. It's always a classic hall to go to. And the people there are very nice. And it's not just about the look of the hall either. Like there's some halls that I know every time I go there, the people that work there are great, the service is great, and the food is reliable. So you have to look into everything when you want to answer the question of what's the best venue of the year.
Fantastic.
Hotel X has become very popular. Again, I don't know what your budget is, but it's a newer hall, and a lot of people are going to look there, and a lot of people are looking for different places. It all depends on how you want your wedding to look. Like last year, a lot of people asking for places that look like a barn. Because the garden look was very in. So, Mary and Joe's, what is that?
Mary and Joe are great.
Oh.
Who's Mary and Joe?
From the Venetian.
Oh, I thought you were doing Joe and Mary's wedding that's happening this
weekend. I know, which we could talk about.
So, very side note, I'm the MC of Joe and Mary's wedding, which is a fake Italian wedding, which is happening this Saturday at Le Jardin. You can get your tickets at joeandmaryswedding.ca. It's a very, very fun show. I just did the show in Ottawa this Saturday that just passed. And if you're in Montreal, there's a show happening March 28th. I won't be there because I'm seeing a wedding that day in Toronto. But a lot of fun. There's already almost 500 people showing up to this thing. So there's probably like maybe 20
I'm going to be
tickets left.
there. And actually, I'm going to a wedding and I'm not working. It's like, I'm so excited.
You're right.
It doesn't happen often anymore. Not even for my own cousins. I'm always like running around. I love to, but.
That's right.
Would you ever consider extending out to Niagara region? Are you talking to me about wedding planning? I have done weddings in Niagara.
She did a wedding in Australia. We've done weddings everywhere. So Niagara's easy. It's just an hour and a half drive. She's done a lot of great weddings. It was in an orchard, the one in
Kurt's Orchard.
Kurt's Orchard, which was in Niagara. And that was fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where.
Number 2 MC in Canada, Gary. Yes, Gary, we see you.
Oh, of course.
Digital is an amazing VJ company, and Gary works there. And I'm not just saying that because he's watching. Like, I love all the guys there.
Yes.
They always do a great job. They're always reliable. They're always respectful. That's a big thing.
The microphones are fantastic. Like, their microphones. When you talk into a Digital X microphone, man, they can hear you. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Okay, we're back.
So they're also in-house for a lot of venues. So if you go to one of their venues and they're in-house, you're lucky because you have them.
Excellent.
Okay, what do we got here?
What you do want to?
What's an average gift for a wedding these days?
7,000.
I get this question like every time I do this.
What's the question? What's the answer?
Nowadays, sorry, I heard a weird noise. About $200 a person, you should be putting in an envelope.
It's kind of cheap, no?
If you like, not someone close.
No, it's kind of cheap now. That was like 4 years ago.
A wall.
Still $200
I'm not saying
a
that's
person.
what we put.
No, you should be putting $500. Sorry.
On a good day.
A couple should be putting $500. Everybody's upgrading their food. Everybody's upgrading their look. I know you shouldn't be paying for their wedding, but
right. That's where I was going to jump in.
But when you get married, you wouldn't mind if that money was coming your way.
Okay, so when we got married, plates were close to about $100, and people were putting what, $250 to $300 in a busta
for
a couple.
For a couple, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now plates average are about $150 for a decent plate. There are some places that are $220, but again, if you choose to go there.
Yeah, but you know what?
You shouldn't expect people to have to pay for your plates. We have this discussion all the time.
So who pays for the DJ? Who pays for the photographer?
Well, they're the ones getting married.
I understand that, but hey,
so
that's why people aren't getting married.
So if the plate's $150 and you put $300, you're giving them at least $100 gift. I think that's fine. But anyway, that's average what people should be putting. That was the question. Depends on who they are, how close they are to you. Like to our cousins, we don't put that. We put way more. To our friends, we put more. You know.
So what other weddings are you going to if it's not your cousin or your friends?
I don't know. Second cousins?
What? No.
I agree to $250 depending who it is. Right. Depending who it is.
No, you shouldn't be going to the wedding. That's my opinion. If it's not somebody close to you, just say no. My mom tells me all the time.
You hope people put at least $200.
I get invites to weddings all the time, and I'm like, why am I getting an invite to this wedding for? I don't know these people, so you shouldn't be going. Send them $100. Believe me, they'll be happier with the $100 you send them in a booster.
They came to your wedding 20 years ago.
Nah, who cares?
Where's my drink?
Yeah, I know.
I'm parched. Should I leave this to you while I go get some drink?
Yeah, why don't you get some wine, babe?
Some wine?
It's my birthday tomorrow. What kind
Who are you? Should we open
That was a really good question. What kind of music? Okay. Yeah, go get some vino. We're going to change this game up.
You want to open that champagne?
Yes.
What?
No, we'll leave that for my birthday tomorrow.
No, that was for us. Someone gave it to us.
We'll drink it.
No, me and you.
We're not using it tonight. No.
MC. Hi.
Who are you saying hi to?
Miss Mastro.
Oh, my cuz.
Sophia.
She's my favorite cousin, but apparently I'm not hers.
MC guy, I do not know what you're talking about. See? She's right.
That's right.
You have to go. What?
Can you talk and tip? Can you talk about tips and tipping vendors? Yes.
Actually, yeah. I know we've talked about this too. Let's see.
Okay, so
I made a Tuesday tip of the day. That's what I did. If you guys go on my Instagram, you go through my stories. Not my stories, my highlights. There is a Tuesday tip of the day. I know I don't do it every Tuesday. I'm sorry about that. But there is one there. And we have to talk about this too after because...
Okay.
You want to answer this? Because I have my answers too.
Sure.
All right,
Go
I'll
find
be
me some
back.
wine or something. Don't hit the wires.
I was drinking coffee. I don't know.
Finally.
Oh, there it is.
So, tipping vendors. I say yes. You tip the vendor that went out of their way to give you extraordinary service. Like, you expect extraordinary service from all your vendors. But you know when that person really made you feel good about hiring them because they were just like on the ball, making you feel comfortable on your wedding day, because on your wedding day, there's so many stresses that are happening. But you have that chance to, no, the small one. When you have that chance to relax and your vendors are there to calm you down, of course, give them a tip. If you want. You don't have to give them a tip. No one expects a tip. I've never expected a tip.
The only people who expect a tip are drivers.
For the drivers.
Drivers like bus.
Yeah, limousine.
But they usually state it in their...
yeah, it's in their contract. It says, give them a tip. But...
tells you how much.
A gift, a tip. I've been tipped a few times, and it makes you feel really good as a vendor for what you're doing. I always pull that, no, I don't want it, but I kind of still
put your secrets.
No, but I still put it in my pocket. I need it. But I'm just saying, you don't
Okay,
you don't
so
have
answer
to,
that
but
question, yes.
I recommend it, especially if they really did
you won't
something.
look bad if you don't tip.
That they really did something special for your wedding.
You won't look bad if you don't tip. But on a wedding day, normally you're tipping makeup artists, hairdressers, and just read your contracts for your limo service, because a lot of them, they want to be paid at the first stop. And it tells you exactly how much to tip, which I prefer.
Like the first
You
bus,
might not,
like
you might not agree with
sign
what
or
it
the
is,
stop
but you
of-
can talk about that when you have your contract. But there's also some times where I've been in a situation where the driver comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, is that all you're tipping?" And I just want to honestly, you're gonna say that to me? But it happens.
I don't know.
So when it comes to your limo service, I
Get
have
here
that
on time.
discussion. How much am I supposed to tip? So we don't have to have this awkwardness.
Yes.
We're going all out with the big bottle. We have a big bottle in the fridge, but we decided we're not gonna.
We're not gonna get drunk on a. This can go live all over the world because you guys are sharing by hitting that arrow. How do you open this thing?
What is that?
I don't know.
Did you shake it?
No, I didn't shake it. It's like twist cup thing, but it looked
I've
like.
never
it-
seen that before.
Oh, listen, man.
These
This
are not
came from-
champagne glasses. I'm sorry, but
This came from my client, I think.
no, it didn't come from your client. This came from the.
Oh
Champagne.
yes, the after party. It's crazy. Sucks people there.
MC guy, your face is so small. Sophia. Okay, so another question is, what bomboniera is in this season? I don't know if our friend is watching, but we are still in the. I don't. It's okay, babe. It's
I
okay.
measured
Yeah.
bang on. Never mind, it's okay.
There are still a lot of people who are just wanting to do donation instead of bomboniere, so that's still very popular. I know that last year marble was very in, so the marble cutting boards were in.
Really? That's kind of heavy, no?
Little ones like this. The
Still
wooden
heavy.
cutting boards were very in. Still popular, believe it or not, is all the the Verdici types of plates, because
Google Verdici. What is that?
it's like little white plates or white bowl. It's just because you're always safe with the white.
Oh, like something you
and-
can put olives in, or
Yeah,
or those
and
are...
then I use them. I use all of mine. They're not just dust collectors.
Cheers.
Cheers. But a lot of people will do just in time. Candy Fix Boutique. We are giving away. She is giving away candy. It's the 9 box that she's giving away. I don't know if you saw on if you joined the contest, but a lot of people will also do things like do a donation, and then on each plate, they'll do a little candy box, for example. So if you wanted something like that, contact Candy Fix Boutique. She has the cutest little acrylic boxes, and she can customize your sticker. That's an idea.
And then Bella Italian's asking, what about edible gifts, like underwears?
Babe,
What? That's edible.
With bomboloni, you could do truffles. Again, you could do the candy fix. It's a nice sized box. Get a lot of candy in it. You can do... I actually had a client once do Krispy Kreme double packs of donuts. Krispy Kreme does them for you. They even put the labels, get labels and stuff for that.
Oh, that sounds good.
I've also seen chocolate bars with pieces of flour in it. Cakes by Michelle does that. They're so cute. It's like you could do pink, white chocolate bar, and it has like real edible flowers in it. Put one per plate. Just don't forget that when you're doing that, you're doing one per person, as opposed to when you're doing a bomboniera, you're doing one per family. So you end up spending the same, if not more. Let's see. Tell your guy, please do not get drunk tonight. Oh, Sophia.
Thank you, sweetie.
What other edible gifts? Macaroons are still very popular. You can get them. I've seen them in like little acrylic boxes. You do 1 or 2 per seat. Chris saying
jam, honey.
Yes.
I like that stuff.
We've had jam for weddings a few times.
And I've enjoyed them.
Yeah,
like more artisan jams.
Yeah, like we have like a champagne jam. Speaking of champagne, cheers.
Yeah. Oh, funny story. Can we tell them about the ring?
Which ring?
The ring on your hand. My dad.
Oh, sure.
So I'm not wearing my band because I take it off when I get home because it's kind of like a vice
olive
that hurts
oil
me.
with rosemary stick. That's good.
Anyway, so my wife, look, show them your ring. So my wife's ring. Oh, that's so bright, babe. Relax.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's on her left hand.
Hi, Patty.
So, but my dad watches the show. He's watching.
Apparently, my father-in-law watches this.
My father
if
watches
you're there,
Wedding
wave
Wednesday.
hello.
And he doesn't know how to type. And he's watching the show, and he sees the ring on her left hand, but it's in reverse. The camera, like this sign that says Wedding Wednesday is backwards.
You're telling the story totally wrong.
This is my dad. My dad calls me. I go over to the house. It was a Thursday or Friday, the day after weddings.
You're so intrusive with this elbow.
And I go.
Seems like to be married.
I go to him, and he goes, just I gotta talk to you about something. I'm like, oh, here we go. Every time he says that, I'm like walking into like a trap. I was watching your wife's show yesterday. I'm like, oh, cool. Now, this is intrusive, and I'm happy that he's watching. And he goes, I noticed she was wearing her wedding ring on her right hand. And I'm like, right away, I went into, no, it's on her left. The camera's in reverse. Like, I knew immediately what happened. And then him and my mom kind of looked at each other like, yeah, makes sense. I said, the sign behind.
I should put it on my.
This sign is actually in reverse. This is backwards.
It's printed.
It's printed reverse, so you guys can read it. They can read it. It says Wedding Wednesdays or Wedding Wet, and then
but there's a glare.
But I just wanted to tell you that was a funny story with my dad. I thought you guys would be laughing more. So give me some laughter, guys. My dad never. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Now you guys
tell him to stop being.
Olive oil and rosemary.
Yes.
Okay.
Next question.
So you did tipping the vendor.
I did that.
We did the bomonieri. What? Oh, that's my thing.
Makeup.
We did that already. So what's this? What kind of music?
What kind of music should be played at a wedding? Good question.
Look, you're getting laughs now.
Nothing you like. So
right.
Nothing
is Gary
you like.
Still on here?
Yeah.
Help us out here with this.
So
I say this to my clients all the time.
It's my wedding. I want to hear. No.
No, this is what I tell my clients.
And Euro is out. Stop playing Euro.
Stop it. This is what I tell my clients. Okay, so when you go to a DJ, you go to your appointment, they give you something to fill out. They want a playlist, to must playlist, and they want a do not playlist. They don't want you to list every single song that they should play. Because I try to tell my clients, listen, you can suggest whatever you want. Tell them which songs you hate, but you need to let the DJ do their job. And the DJ's job is not, let me just play a list.
Right.
The DJ. The DJ's job is, let me look out on the dance floor and see if anyone's dancing, because if they're not, I better change what I'm doing. So let them, they need to read the crowd.
That's
and if
right.
they're not reading the crowd, guess what? We're reading the crowd.
But, and a very important thing, especially if you have a cultural wedding, whether it's Italian wedding, Portuguese, whatever nationality you are, or could be two nationalities there. Can you respect the people that are at your wedding? Play a little bit of their music. I'm not saying you got to give them half the night.
We're very old school, and we think you guys forget a lot about the old people.
That's right. So
put some tarantellas
and
whatever
not just like, so a lot of times they say, oh, we'll get the Italians out of the way and we'll play some Italian waltzes during dinner. Yeah, thanks. No, why don't you play some Italian music during the night? It's not a party. Like, we're not at a concert. It's a wedding. There's dancing. There's time, fast music,
Is there
slow
going to be
music.
Tarantella? Is that the wedding on Saturday?
I don't know.
Joe Mary's wedding?
I don't know.
Who wants to come? Guys,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
prob-
have a date. Well, I do.
Yeah.
It's a girl, but my husband's not there. He's
Oh,
working.
man. It's gonna be a
It's
party.
for your
But yeah, for real.
It's for you and your guests. Like, if there's a
No, it's for
song you
your guests.
really hate, then let the DJ know. But
Especially when we just told them to put $300 a booster or $250 a booster. Play their music.
yeah,
Hello.
you know how many.
You want to
you
have
know
your
what?
music?
I have
Your
a
music
side-
is at 12:30.
Okay,
Your
side
music is play your music to get them out. But
Okay.
before 12:30, mix it up.
Side note, which I tell people whether you believe me or not. This is why I like to recommend hiring my husband. Okay, you know what? It's because your birthday tomorrow. I don't do this